neighborhood with stupid kids. I went and 5 minutes later, my doors get knocked on, and there's a giant police officer. And he was like, "Do you have a BB gun?" And I was like, "No, I'm an adult." And he's kind of looked at me and he's like, "Do you have a child?" And I go, "No, not no one lives here. They're old." And then he was like, "Oh, well, we got a report of somebody with like a gun or something like that." And I said, "Oh, that's next door. They were doing like a fake machine gun thing." And then him and the other person just ran next door. I think ready to kill them all. I don't know.
Oh shit!
Some child did something.
You heard "hands up, don't shoot" later, like a bunch of chants outside.
No, I took a nap. The second the cops were done, I mean, there could have been murder. I just went right to sleep.
Oh, thank goodness. It was a little loud with that fake machine gun noise.
Yeah, it's hard to get us some sleep when kids are being, toughies. What are they called? Street toughs.
G Unit?
Yeah.
Is that what they yell in your neighborhood?
How do you do the machine gun noise?
Brrr.
Yeah, like I thought I did that on Chaz and AJ, and then Chaz mocked my machine gun and said it was the worst machine. Then he had like a really good machine gun, which, okay, whatever. You played more guns.
Okay, guy who makes his living doing noises on the radio. I would hope you're good at the machine.
No, that's AJ. Chaz isn't usually the noise guy. So it's like, well, he was good. I guess I'm bad. I was like, he's like, that's terrible. I don't know.
That's actually a little more authentic than mine. Mine's like, the flavor grape? Doesn't taste like a grape at all, but we all know what I mean. Like mine's like the grape flavor. Yours is like a real grape.
I thought you were bringing up another rapper's name, and I'm like, that is tough. The flavor grape. that is, man. He doesn't want anybody white listening to his album. The flavor grape.
It's the sequel to The Color Purple.
You see they're remaking The Color Purple?
Yeah, the sequel's called The Flavor Grape.
It's not called The Flavor Grape. But I saw it and I was like, what? Who needs this? And they made it more musical and more.
Wasn't Roots the musical like a sketch, like a parody sketch?
Right, but they've done this. They got this now. What's her name? Fantasia Barrino's in it. The one from American Idol who was like, "I'm a woman and I sing like this," like that lady. They brought her back.
A BB King voice, but I'm a woman. Yeah, that one.
Remember, like that was a thing for people who don't know in history. There was a time in music history for about 6 months where they just found black women who spoke like an old Muppet. They had Macy Gray, Fantasia Barrino. It was all just, sometimes I lie and I choke, but what away and I swallow. I was like, I had to do it, not me. Like, and then when you would look, and it was like a 26-year-old. You're waiting for like Gollum, and it was like this 26-year-old okay-looking black woman. You're like, why do you sound like that?
And then didn't Lana Del Rey get accused of like ripping them all off? And it's like, no, she can sing.
Yeah,
she also has a voice.
Yeah, she's not any of those things.
She took the soul of that music and added music to her voice.
Lana Del Rey Elvis the shit out of it. That's what he did.
Yeah, you ever heard the original Hound Dog, Pat?
Yeah. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Yeah, you know you can. That was it.
You gave it more rhythm than the original had. Those people would be thanking Elvis. So thank you for taking my shitty song. Those writers that have accused Elvis of ripping them off should thank him for making music out of their shitty songs.
I was worried 4 minutes in. I was like, God damn, those people, but you meant the writers. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that time was bad. Those two singing were awful. Yeah. And then the Fantasia lady, it was just, everybody was just grumbling and mumbling. I don't know what that was supposed to be.
Isn't that a Disney movie?
What?
Where it's like no music, no words, all music.
Disney movies have some word, but like the one you're thinking of is the Princess Frog.
No, that's the voice you're thinking of. Isn't the movie Fantasia literally just music, no voice?
Oh no, Fantasia is that Mickey's a wizard janitor.
Yeah, but there's no talking in the whole movie. It's funny.
I don't think I've ever watched the whole fucking movie because I've never had that much drugs.
No, I was in like 4th grade, but I had a hippie music teacher. But the point I was gonna make is
when mobs fight, this is what it sounds like when mobs fight. That's what that whole thing is.
Yeah, there's no singing. It's all just music.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they named that child after that movie.
That's my point. You, as a singer, chose a stage name based on a show that has no singing in it.
Not a stage name. I know that because there's a kid I know who does used to do a bit about her because she's also illiterate and dyslexic, and she wrote a book, and he paused and goes, let me repeat that. Fantasia Barrino, known dyslexic, wrote a book. It's called I Don't Sing Good Much.
I'd argue with the first part of that bit, known singer. Right. Clearly not, if I didn't know she was illiterate.
But no, at that, when American Idol happened, that's when they would, when they would take the person who won or put them second or third and push them in all commercials. She was doing nothing but like learn to read commercials.
That's very funny.
Yeah, but The Color Purple is a real thing coming out. I saw it on YouTube, the trailer from The Color Purple, More Purple.
Even purpler.
Purple Nurple. And it says inspired by Oprah Winfrey. Like she can't let The Color Purple fucking go. She loves Color Purple.
Inspired by Oprah Winfrey. And it's just people eating purple things.
Yeah, flavor grape.
And lots of purple things.
That's her also. You know how, what's his name? Fucking, who's the stupid cowboy? Brooks. And then he sometimes was a Chris guy. Remember Garth Brooks was Chris something?
I don't remember Garth as Chris.
Okay, there was about a couple of years where Garth Brooks stopped being Garth Brooks and took on an alter ego. If you want to look that up, it's one of the greatest things ever.
He went to some real low places.
Yeah, and he did pop music, and his name was Chris something, and he would have his hair slicked down. He thought he looked like this cool guy, but he looked like bad haircut Garth Brooks. And he was this, and he sold albums out of like Chris, whatever his fucking name was. If anyone can think about it in the chat, can you check on the chat side? Do you have ability to hit the window?
I do not.
All right, damn it. So we can't look. So fuck. Thanks for chatting. If you are, I can't see it.
Hang on, I'll go grab my phone.
All right, that's all right. You don't have to. We don't not worry about it. They'll be okay. They can just it's a surprise later. We can look in and go, oh look, that's Chris something. Chris, shit. It was a dumbass name too. It was like sort of S or something. That was his thing. But that's what Oprah Winfrey was doing. Her alter ego is the Flavor Grape.
You mean Carlos Danger?
No, Carlos Danger is another man's alternative ego.
Yeah, a fun dude.
The fun dude who lives real near me.
Yeah, guy who likes to send dick pics to girls. So what? They're a little young. That's the problem. You just got to make sure they're.
Oh, you're thinking 21. Of the real Carlos Danger, not my friend.
Yeah. No, I was talking about Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, but you got to separate church and kid before you do that joke. Because I just said he lives real close to me, and then you said he loves to send dick pics.
Yeah, Anthony Weiner.
Ween Dog doesn't live near me. He wouldn't be the senator of New York if he lived near me. City. I'm not near New York City.
You're closer than, say, like Uruguay.
Uruguay?
Yeah.
No, Uruguay.
No, yeah, that's where I was going. I guess we're just the Paraguays.
A Paraguay. Someone sent me something the other day, like you got to check this out. And
I think they're called trans now.
No, they are not. So they sent me a thing. They sent me a thing, and I said, "You gotta check this out." But then when I went to click on it, because I don't have Twitter anymore, I couldn't see it. And I'm like, "Is it worth signing up for Twitter?" Because it's like you got to sign up or have an account. I'm like, "Nah, it's not worth it." And then I just was. And it said X on the top, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's X now." Is it still called a tweet, or what's it called now?
I don't know. I think people are just still calling it tweets. Half of them are out of like not acknowledging the fact that Elon's bought the platform, and the other half are just too lazy to come up with a new term. But my whole thing is, I think I'm over Twitter. I think I'm going to change the purpose of my Twitter account.
Oh, you're not going to leave. You're just going to change your directive, your MO.
Yeah. I mean, I am going to leave in the sense that I'm no longer going to be physically present there, and I'm just going to change my account to tweeting anagrams of naughty words. Like Ginger. Ike K.
Ike K. Oh, that took me longer. Okay. I guess I'm getting better in life.
Diego?
Diego?
Yeah, just tweet Diego. If you put in the IP, doesn't it become Dago?
Oh. I just thought you were just on the nose.
Diego. No, that's the fun part. Is people are going to think I'm being on the nose.
I don't know of any others.
That's what I got.
Cooge?
Okay.
Right. That's all I got. I heard that word this weekend a couple times. I opened up for Hans Kim, and he man, that guy is fun. That guy is like Asian Anthony Jeselnik, and it's wild to watch.
It's just all the same dark jokes, except it's to keep the honor in the family.
Oh, dude, I wish it was. It's not. It is way more racial than Jeselnik is. It's less sexual, more racial. But it is everything he's done on Kill Tony. Every single joke he's ever used on Kill Tony in his 45 to 55-minute act. He's doing well over 100 jokes in and out. Like it's just joke, and they don't all even tie in. But it's just like he had one. The crowd. It was beautiful to hear the laugh, half groan, and then they would kind of trade. And then the people that were groaning or laughing were laughing. It was like they were all on board, but even they didn't know what's going on. But because he delivers it well enough. But he had one like, I love a girl who's on birth control because she's like microdosing abortions. This one lady goes, "Oh my god." It was just wonderful to hear like the way he was just getting. Nobody was not listening, and he had a small little fan base in every show. But after one of the shows, are you familiar with Kill Tony?
I'm familiar, yeah.
Okay, so you know the concept is a new comic goes up or somebody's waiting there. They do like a minute, and then afterwards, Tony Hinchcliffe, Red Band, and a couple famous comedians or celebrities sit there and kind of talk with them, really judge them, but like interview them, let them talk. And you can kind of decide if they had a good appearance, bad appearance, whatever.
Make fun. Occasionally, they'll give us Tony will give like his feature or guest spots out as rewards if you have a good set.
Right. And also sometimes if you become like a really good one, you become like a regular, like a Hans Kim has and Cam Peter Patterson, I think it is. And
I ain't retarded, but I like rocks.
That guy. But he wouldn't have been discovered anywhere. Like, as much as I'm not like a big fan of that one thing, it would be hard to get discovered anywhere else being that guy. Like it worked out for him. David Lucas, people like that. Hans Kim is known for like the king of the 1 minute guys. So like people will challenge him for his title, I guess. So at the show afterwards, while Hans is taking pictures and we're just both standing by the front of the club, people waiting in line. This one guy is a super fan, and he just starts chanting, "Somebody must die." Now I had to ask someone. There's a guy who I guess is saying he's the new Hans Kim, and it's kind of like a joke. They're friends. But if you watch it on Kill Tony, you could, if you didn't know that the world existed and you were nuts, you could think they're really arch enemies, I guess. So this guy is chanting he wanted the other one to die. And he's trying to get other people to cheer with him.
You just left the name out, and I thought there was a guy at comics just out front going, "Somebody must die! No. Somebody must die!" I don't know his name. Security was cool with that?
Yeah, they were cool because he didn't name anyone. So they're like, we can't really be upset because somebody will die. Like, he isn't wrong.
Not wrong, anatomically speaking.
He was just, that could just be someone come back as God going, somebody must die. Or he works in a t-shirt factory and they're tired of not having a lot of colors on it. He's like, somebody must die.
T-Y-E. Yes. Not I, sir.
Yes. The Y is silent. Why? Because we love you. So he's chanting, I just don't remember the guy's name, whatever. And then he gets up to Hans and he's like, starts drinking. I can battle you. I got jokes. Ready? And Hans like, okay. And the guy's like kind of drunk or wacky. It's a little bit of both. He's nuts, but he's also drunken. And he starts just doing a minute of like really mean material about Hans. Like he's roasting Hans kind of, but he's just, there's no audience. We're just like standing in front of people waiting to give you a picture. And he's just like, yo, you Asian this and this and that. And it's kind of like, whoa, what's going on? And Hans is kind of smiling. Everyone else is like, what the hell's happening? And one big fat guy who was dressed up, I had made fun of him on stage earlier. He was a nice guy. But he had a Patriots jersey on and he had a bandana on. And he had this whole outfit. I put a clip up of me asking how he broke down his outfit and is it the bandana on first and you're a pirate and you wear football clothes sometimes? Or you wear football clothes and you try to find head accessory? I broke this all down. You see, he was getting mad, but I got a laugh out of it. So this guy's waiting next and he just gets too mad. And he just goes, "You're not funny. Shut up." Like at the guy. And no one really argued with him. He's like, the guy looks up, he's all defeated. He goes, all right, whatever. He kind of like starts to walk away. And then
No, sir. Now you must die. Here's a gun.
Well, if he had one, this next part would have been crazier. Because big fat guy goes to take a picture with Hans. Little madman turns around with a full drink and just throws it like this in all the water, and it misses the big fat guy and just hits Hans Kim. It all covers his hero right in his face. And then Hans turns to the big fat guy and goes, "This is your fault." He's like, "How is it my fault?" He goes, "You told me it wasn't funny. That's not nice." It's like, they took a picture with him anyway. I'm like, how did you defend that guy? It's like, and then the one of the security guy or the managers even though the guy was a tiny little drunken weakling and had nothing, he grabs him and was like, yeah, did you see me kick that guy's ass? I'm like, that guy was dead halfway through that throw. Like, you didn't do shit. You could have just blown on that guy and he would have flown out the door. It's like, but it was crazy. I've never watched like that close drink thing. And I just matrixed the fuck out of the I saw it in my eye. I'm like, ooh. I wasn't going to let any of that shit hit me. Fuck that.
And you're like, dude, this is the fattest guy at the show and you missed. And you hit Hans. Like, it's not like he was a skinny guy he missed.
Yeah. He just had a bad aim. But, like, also, what did he think was going to happen? Did he think people would cheer? Like, what's the thought process of a thrown drink? If you didn't throw the glass, you just threw the water.
I cannot wait until Hans talks about this on Kill Tony next episode.
Didn't even think of that. You're right, which he will not. So
no, absolutely, because he's smart. That just encourages it.
Yeah. I'm hoping Hans had a good time and comes back because I like to have the younger headliners coming around in the New England. It seems like we get a lot of the older, not that there's something wrong with it, we either get the theater acts or the tried and true guys, but it seems like all the young ones don't really hit Connecticut as much anymore. And some of that has to do with, I think, the Joe Rogan and everybody, like, Connecticut sucks. But, like, I think the other part, I think some of these clubs just aren't, not their fault. They're just not, there's so much, the radar is so big now with, you get a YouTube guy, do you get an Instagram guy? Do you go with just the guys who you've been, why do you get rid of guys in a rotation if they're doing well? That's the hard thing, too. If you have a rotation and it's fine, even if they're not drawing, they're consistent and they've been loyal to you. It's hard to say, screw you, I'm going to take a shot on a YouTube kid, or I'm going to take a shot on a new guy that might not even draw as much anymore, and you become friends with us. So it's a lot there, but I'm kind of happy they're at least trying to move forward and get some younger people in.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword because those guys have worked the club for 20 years. They know how to handle that audience. If you're a YouTuber, an Instagram guy, you may not know how to handle Comics Mohegan Sun.
And you're right, 100%. But also what goes into it is with being in a casino, that like if you're a standalone club, people are going with the very purpose of going to you. You know what I mean? Connecticut doesn't have a lot of that. But when you're in a casino, yes, I would say 70% of the audience is 65 to 70%, depending on the night. More so, it's a higher number on a Saturday, but a Thursday, Friday, probably like 50 to 60% of the people are there because they chose to go see comedy that night. Either they're going to do something else later. They want their goal beforehand, even the day before, was see comedy. But there is a good amount of people who are just away for a weekend or living it up. They've been gambling. They want to do dinner and a show. And an easy one to do, if you don't have tickets to the arena or something, is to go to a comedy show and then go get dinner somewhere or vice versa. That's why Saturday they do 6 and 8 o'clock because you can do early comedy, then go eat dinner later and then vice versa. But if you're just walking in, Tom Papa is going to make you laugh no matter what walk of life you are. Greg Fitzsimmons is going to make you laugh no matter what walk of life you are. Hans may not, and they don't even know who that is. They walk in, and if he doesn't have an act that can make everyone laugh, you've lost a future customer.
That, yeah, 100%. And your club's a little different because it's owned,
well, it's
not owned by the casino.
The club
up there, I mean, is different because it's owned by the casino. Or it's not owned by the casino, but like the one I do in Scranton.
Right, yeah. Comics is not owned by the casino, but I know what you mean. A lot of them are.
But that's what I'm saying. Comics isn't, but like this one is. So if you lose a bunch of money, they go, hey, we'll make you feel better. Here's a free comedy show. And if they go walk in and see a 19-year-old young kid who's, you know what I mean, Instagram famous, they're going to walk out even pissed, more pissed. So I'm with it, dude. Was I the guy who sent you the thing on Twitter? Because I sent you.
No, you did send me something on Twitter, but you weren't the person that sent me that. But when you sent me, I think you didn't mean to send me. You meant to send me good wishes and something that I love, but I don't think you meant to put into the universe what you did. And I have to say, Bobby, besides my daughter and her boyfriend getting me a Mr. T from WrestleMania 1 Funko.
I was going to say, dude, that might be the remake of The Color Purple if you own Mr. T now.
My kids were really good to me this year, and they bought me Mr. T. Yeah, it sucks because he has cancer now, so it's a little like TJ Maxx. It's a little 10% off, but still, it's as good as it can be. The gold is green now, but you sent me a video with little people fighting, and I love little people. No, not sexually in any way. I have to get in that conversation every time I bring this up. As a child, when I saw one, it was magical. And my whole life, no matter what, I am, I can't not look. And I know people might say that's rude. I'm never disrespectful, but I'm excited. I have to stop myself. I stop other people around me, and I have to be like, look. And I can't not. And so when you sent me that, I'm like, oh, that's wonderful. Now I was at the casino all weekend. Saturday night, the comedy club is inside a roadhouse, a country bar where they have live music, dancing, things of that nature. And as the band is coming to set up, because they're going to play after our shows in the club part, I see a person, and I grab my friend, one of the managers, and I said, I thought we were fucking friends. And he goes, what are you talking about? I go, I thought we were friends, and you fucking keep this from me? And I turn him around and I point, and there's a midget unloading some of the band equipment.
Yes, sir.
He goes to me, oh, that's the drummer. But I can tell he's laughing and kidding. I'm like, you can't. How are you going to do the kick drum? You can't be the drummer. So I was like, really? He's like, no, not really. Then he didn't say anything else. So I just thought, oh, it's probably one of their siblings from the band to let them help. You know what I mean?
World's worst roadie.
Yeah, that's
takes him 5 times as long as everybody else.
Yes, but you don't need an opening act. You know what I mean? Like, it's just everybody watching them unload. So you don't care.
It's supposed to be funnier than this.
Yeah.
Just cancel the 8 o'clock show.
How do we follow this? It's the best. So then I see them set up, and I walk away. I'm hanging out with people, and I come back over, and they're ready. And my friend was right. She was not the drummer. She played the keyboards. She is the keyboardist in a real band that gets paid money.
You got a new favorite band.
A regular-sized band. And I already have a bit I'm working on about the conversation that the band had when they hired her. It's like, I know we need a keyboardist. And someone goes, she's the best. It's like, all right, is she the best? Or is she like, out of them, the best? Like, she can't be the best of all the regular people.
Does she play a full-size keyboard, or is she limited to certain scales?
It's scaled. So it's like, like the little one that you could get at your house that almost looks like it's like a TV tray.
It's a MIDI. It's not even a real keyboard.
But it didn't. That's the problem. It did all the things a real keyboard. I think it was made for her. But if you walk to the front part where I did, her little feet are up, and there's nothing better. These little feet sticking up. So like the keyboard and feet, like not touching. Just it looked like, and I put this in my joke, but it's if you make that decision to have that band, you're not a band. You're the Chuck E. Cheese robot band now. Like that's all. That's who you are. Like you can't not be something I stare at and just go, I hope the pizza's good. Like you're not worried about anything else. And they have her off to the side. She can't be at the side. She's got to be in the middle. She can't be. You're fucking with your lead singer and everybody if you don't just put her dead center. Just give them what they want. Or even put her on a high rise somewhere else away. Yeah. So you look over there.
Like a Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Or like Tommy Little.
Yeah, Tommy Little. But so I'm watching that. I did have an edible or two, so I'm watching that. And Hans Kim is talking to me, and he's like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" He goes, "I want to go gamble." And I'm like, "Well, I don't gamble. I guess I can walk around with you, but I'd rather sit here and take your point again." He goes,
stare at a midget.
He just goes, "I don't know why you can't get over her existence." And I go, "I don't know why you're under it." Now, I barely know this guy. I don't know why this isn't. I don't know why we're talking. Like I don't know why everyone is just not like the. I don't get how you guys can just keep having your day.
Keyboard solo.
Yeah, they did it, and she sang
another keyboard.
She sang backup, dude. She sang. She had a cowboy hat on. It was the best. I put one picture on Facebook, but I did it from the back. And I did because I knew if I went front and it got out, the club be mad at me. People get mad. So I was like, whatever. I did it from the side. So you can. It was the lead singer, normal sized person standing up next to the keyboard, little lady. So I put the picture, but for because they're behind, and because most comedians and friends of mine are creeps and don't see joy like I do. 80% of them didn't even notice it was a midget. They were just like, yeah, look at that thick girl. I go, look again. It's like, not only is it not thick with 3 C's, it's a lowercase 1 C. Like, would you Look,
it's a lowercase t as well.
Yes, it's just like look at the freaking thing. So once I saw, I wanted to stare at that. Hans was like, "All right, I'm gonna go gamble. Have a good week. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye, whatever." So I'm walking around. At one point, about an hour later, like, I'm going upstairs. I got to get up early for to travel and stuff. So I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna head upstairs." So I head upstairs, and my buddy, the manager of the club, messaged me and goes, "You left at the wrong fucking time." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "She got up and did the Cupid shuffle." I go, "Fuck you, fuck you." She got up and did the Cupid shuffle because she got up. It was like a little cherub and just danced around, did the Cupid shuffle, and then they picked her up out of the thing, and then she led everybody in Cotton Eye Joe. It was an hour into my birthday at that point. It was 12:45. I should have stayed down there. That would have been the greatest gift. But Bobby, you put that in the universe.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
What kind of music was it?
Country. Country band.
I was really hoping for like a ska punk type situation where you could end up with a crowd surf.
That would have been
dope.
If
it's ska, you don't need like, you know how a lot of bands have a ska bot or like a guy who dresses up in a costume and just runs halfway. You could just have her do a lap every so often.
That's a long lap.
Ska-percon.
Ska-percon. Oh, it's beautiful. That's the name of the episode. I can spell that. But what sucks is because we are in a time where everybody's open-minded and you can't make fun of anybody, you can't use certain words. Everyone should be able to listen to this podcast right now and just search very easily to find her. It should just be nothing more than midget in a country band in Connecticut, and then boom. But because of that, you will not find anything. It won't be allowed to be searched, but it'd be the easiest search.
You might like out because country music is kind of like the last.
But it's country music in New England, so it's like they're not. If they were from Nashville, it'd be different. Or if it was like it's like down Montana or some bullshit, it'd be different. Like, Reddit might have something for me.
Do you remember Cowboy Troy?
The naked cowboy?
No, Cowboy Troy.
Oh no,
the rapping cowboy.
Was he black?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, well, that's like Lil Nas X,
and he rapped country music. The Lil Nas X raps the country sounds. Like he would rap things like, "I play chicken with a train, play chicken with the train. He was awesome.
He died?
I wonder what Cowboy Troy's up to.
He died?
No, he was part of like Big and Rich's posse, and once their fame kind of popped, his did as well.
I only knew Big and Rich from every time college football would do something on Saturday. They'd be like, "Big and Rich," and they just have these two come out and just go, "We like
coming to your
football.
City.
You're coming to your town with our football." It's like, all right.
They were like, they were the first kind of queer country. Like the guy definitely loved everybody. His guitar would say that, and he was like,
"Okay, I know what you mean. Maybe musically they were the first kind of queer country." The country's been queer for a long fucking time. Nothing's more queer than banging your uncle.
Fair enough.
Deliverance is the original queer country.
They did that fun one, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy.
That's Big and Rich?
Yeah.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy. It's like,
that's what she said in the back of my truck.
That's creepy shit.
Buzzed on suds out on some backcountry road.
And they played that fiddle hard. That's all I hear. All I hear is fucking Charlie Daniels.
Coming soon. Introduced her, or I showed her how to gig a frog, introduced her to my old bird dogs, and then I sang her every Willie Nelson song I could think of. And we made love. That's how it ends.
I had a very busy weekend because I'm a man who doesn't drive. It would have been a little bit less busy, but my weekend got insane. So like AJ from Chaz and AJ was at comedy camp. So I was filling in for AJ. So Thursday morning, I was on Chaz and AJ. Then Thursday night, I had a show with Hans Kim at Comics. Now, normally I'd stay there for the 3 days. They gave you the hotel for the 3 days. But I had to be back on Chaz and AJ and had to be in studio by 6 a.m. So there was no way to get back and forth. So I took a ride with my buddy Dion Thursday, did the show, came back, slept for like a couple hours, took it over to the radio station, did Chaz and AJ, left there on Friday, took a Uber to the train station in New Haven, took train to New Haven, then to London, took an Uber from New London to the casino, and then passed out to a sweet coma for a little bit, woke up, did the 8 o'clock show with Hans Kim. But when I ended the show with Hans Kim, my 8 o'clock spot, I was done like 8:25. I had another show already lined up 20 minutes away in a town called Colchester. So I got off stage on Friday, ran to the front, ordered the Uber through the casino, jumped in there, went to this Japanese restaurant that was like packed to the rafters, ready for comedy. Dan Brown fucking murdered, bro. Murdered. Like, I've never seen it. There was one point, his first joke, that usually gets some laughs. He didn't even know what to do. He just talked right over the next fucking thing. Like, 'cause he didn't even know to wait for the kind of laugh he got. It was just a fun group of white trash people in a Japanese restaurant. I went up for a half hour. I had just done a set in a casino where I'm all working on new material and some crowd work. And this one I just did like probably 80% crowd work, 20% worked the new jokes in, and just had a great fucking time. Made a couple extra bucks, then had to Uber back to the casino. Saturday was able to be there all day and night, walked around a tattoo convention, which was fucking weird. Did the 2 shows, then had to go back on Sunday from an Uber to a train to an Uber, sleep for an hour, which is my birthday. And then my daughter picked me up and I went to her and her boyfriend's house and they made me dinner and stuff. And then had it back on the radio Monday morning at 6 a.m. And then on the radio, I agreed Saturday to do a stunt, which I never do. And there's video all over Chaz and AJ's thing. You want to see it. Me with my shirt off, my pants off, just in shorts, with 20 of those wax strips all over my stupid hairy body and ripping them off. And I still have some holes and patches on my fucking body from that. So,
as far as stunts go, that's not the worst. Good for you.
I figured, whatever. He's not there. I'll be a team player. I did a bunch. They were like, oh, someone called them do eyebrows. Like, I'm not doing eyebrows. I don't think those will grow back at this point in my life. So no, I did. I let this grow a little bit, enough where you can just see a pull off. But there was one that I have like under my ribs, kind of, that's still bruised because it sat there too long. And when they pulled it, it was all like black and blue, and they're like, what the hell? On air, I just said, oh, it looks like Gorbachev's head, which is a dated reference, but I think most people got it. So, yeah, I had a good weekend, a lot of shows. I have 3 new jokes out of the weekend alone. I got a bunch of video clips that I was able to put up for shit, and so it was productive.
I'm happy for you, man. Happy birthday. You definitely deserved it. They call me Comedy Game ABBA because I'm begging people to take a chance on me. You like that?
I do. I wasn't sure it was going, and then I liked where it went.
Thank you.
I hope that people out here understand ABBA and then what you said and realize that was one of the more clever ones you've done.
Thank you. But I will say I had a very good comedy weekend as well, in that I did Thursday. I think we talked about it. I was going down to the dojo to tape Tripoli.
We did talk. You and I off air talked about it. We didn't talk about on air, but yes.
I was going down to film, and the dojo has been a great place to me.
Sam Tripoli, great comic, yeah.
Sam Tripoli is a great comic as well. Mike Romanelli and him run the Dojo of Comedy in Morris Plains. It's a great club. And I don't live in Jersey, so I don't spend as much time there as I needed to in order to be considered in the first passing class of comics. So they did a black belt ceremony Thursday where they, honored the first set of past regulars at the dojo. And
they really take it seriously. They talk about belts and shit.
It's cool that they're sticking with the metaphor.
No, but I meant that they're using belts and stuff.
Yeah, so they gave headbands, not belts, thankfully, but they had Tripoli in town to do it, and it was going to be Bob Lee.
What would you rather have for real?
If it was an actual belt?
No, you get like the belt that they give you, so you need pajamas, I guess. You can't really wear it. You could wear it on jeans, I guess, or a headband. I'd want a belt. I would never wear a headband. I could do something with the belt.
This answer may make more sense in a second, but I'm just going to say either.
Okay. I will go with that and trust.
But again, Mike and I have a great relationship. Mike Romanelli loves comedy. Like, literally, he'll call you on the phone and just talk comedy. Not even about his club or anything. Just like, hey, what do you think about this guy's album? And you know what I mean? Genuinely loves comedy. Started the comedy club there. Was like, hey, I know you're taping an album here. Can you come get some behind the scenes stuff and maybe run a test? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Levy's not able to host it with Sam because of an illness or something came up. So Aaron Berg's filling in because he was like the third guy who really helped him get it going. And as I'm in the car with Big A on my way down, Mike texts me and goes, hey, real fortunate situation. One of the comics can't come tonight. He's doing another gig in the city. And honestly, we were going to have you next year, but I'd rather have you tonight. So come on down and be ready to do time. You're getting past the club tonight. You're going to be a black belt. The caveat being, we don't have a headband for you.
Oh, no.
So, no, it's cool. He had a generic black one that he just
No, it's not the same.
But no. Can you think of a more literally fitting Bobby Tamburo way to get past at a club than that? Like, you're not supposed to be there, but all right, you're here.
Yeah, I love it. You know what? It worked out better than other Bobby Tamburo stories do. So for that going, that is a win in a Forrest Gump type of way.
And so, I mean, it was honestly a great show, great night. Everybody did well. Dave Landau taught me a great lesson about shows like that early on, which is you don't go out to just murder. Like, don't really swing. Don't do anything that can leave the show in a hole for somebody else. Just have a good time and enjoy the moment. And I really embraced that right up until the point where I was about to go on, and there was one of the younger comics' grandmothers was there to watch. And Berg and Tripoli did some crowd work. The comics in the back are like, "Are you going to go talk to his grandma again? You know, that's Vinny's grandma." And he goes, like, "I don't know how edgy she can be." And I go, "I'll solve that for you." And I did my cunt joke just so I could yell cunt a bunch and see how she reacted. And she laughed harder than anybody. And then Aaron had 5 minutes with this woman, just like the woman almost died. She was laughing so hard as Aaron was talking about like eating her Nona out, and like, dude, it was incredible. So real fun night.
Nice.
And then Sunday, I have a great story that even if you aren't a comedy fan, I think you'll enjoy. I'm hosting at Sheba's room. You know this about me, Pat. I do not like hosting.
I know.
It's not my forte. If you're a host, you kind of got to bring a certain energy, a certain bubbliness to the show, get everybody involved, friendliness. You've got to be, supportive of the audience members. You can't just viciously attack them like I like to do.
None of this is true. I'm one of the better hosts there is, and I don't do any of that.
Well, you are maybe the exception, and maybe Sheba didn't give you a lecture saying all of those things.
Oh, okay. You went on stage. Yeah, I would have gotten a lecture probably.
So, but you know what? This is my third time, and God love Sheba. She's given me a bunch of time, even though we talked about how the first one did not go well. And so I was like, I'll play the game. And at one point, you have to do like a pass the bucket, so you have to do time while they're begging for money. And I've done so much hacky, like, I want to get their attention to try one new joke. So in order to do that, you've heard my McDonald's bit where I go, "This guy's protein, I'm a McDouble." But I bring a guy on stage. Very tall gentleman. The joke I made before I even went into it was like, "Dude, you look like you should be playing football tonight, not here. You look like every middle linebacker that tackles the black guy and then says the N word," all that stuff. They're
That's
laughing.
Fun.
I go, "Get up here." He comes up on stage with me, and God love him, the dude's all in. Comes up, puts his arm right around. He's like, "What's up, little buddy? Yeah, you're not that bad," making jokes. I put my arm around him, and I'm expecting to feel like a polo shirt. But it's a silk shirt. And so now I've got my arm around this guy, and it caught me off guard. I'm a little high in the moment. And I realized about a minute and a half into the new material I'm doing that I have just been rubbing up and down this dude's back.
You didn't even realize you were doing it?
No, I was just like, I wasn't even thinking about it. Show goes well, get done. She was like, "Hey, great job. We haven't made that much money and passed the bucket on a Sunday. I don't know what you did." Afterwards, the guy comes over to me. He's like, "Hey, so I'm from Wyoming. My friends and I are in town for a few days. Where are you hanging out tonight?"
Yeah. Look at you pulling dudes.
Hey, Wyoming, I really appreciate it, buddy. You're incredibly attractive. And I get that several times throughout the night I made jokes like, "I'm going to make out with you if you keep laughing that hard." It was a joke. I respect you. That's just not the way I go.
So what did he do after that? His heart was broken?
No, it really didn't get that far. It was just kind of like, "Oh, I check out McSorley's. Oh, you head there now? I got to get back." That's too bad.
And yeah, you're going to be McSorley in your asshole when I'm done with you.
Yeah, no.
Good for you, Bobby. If maybe you were feeling ugly that day, and then you can pull dudes with a little caressing.
Well, what's even more impressive is I was wearing the second of 3 new jackets I got that have all been just mercilessly trashed on podcasts recently. It all started with the white doctor jacket that you wouldn't let go.
I didn't do that. Mike O'Donnell through chat did that. I just said once, "What are you wearing?" And he called you Super Mario, and someone else called you a painter, and someone else called you the chemistry man.
Well, hasn't made it back into the rotation as of yet. We'll see what happens by the end of the week.
Well, that's just because we're not gay. Obviously, gay men love your jackets.
That's not the jacket I was wearing.
I think gay
Tripoli, I'm wearing just a nice denim maroonish jacket.
Maroon denim?
You've seen me in it before.
What are you, New Kids on the Block?
Okay, Tripoli, he made that exact same fucking
joke. Really?
Yeah, he spent 5 minutes just ripping my jacket. Hilarious, and I was able to laugh at it. But the other jacket I got was, I'm going to grab it for a visual aid because I bought this jacket.
That's what that guy got by looking at you, visual aids.
That's amazing. And
hello, Jason Bardot. Hello.
I bought one of those off of those Chinese websites. And it came with some patches on it. And I'd just like to read you what some of these patches say, Pat. I think you'll enjoy that. You ready?
I'm ready for patchwork.
The first one says just L.A.
LA.
The second patch says, thank you for standing behind me in all that I do. I hope you're as happy with me as I am with you.
You supposed to wear that on your butt?
No, this is all on the sleeve of the jacket.
But then how are they standing behind you?
I don't.
Oh, they mean like in the supportive sense, not the actual standing like in a line sense.
I don't know if they know what they mean because the next one simply just says sport.
Sport. Yeah, go. Sport.
And then my personal favorite patch just says, okay, yellow.
Where was the jacket made?
China.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's just a goat. That's a rally cry. You got the wrong coat. That's not for you.
And then in the back of the jacket, it just says, choose to be kind.
Yeah. Wait, you own that?
If you know me, is the opposite motto I have in life. Yeah, that's my jacket, buddy.
Dude, why does it have so much stuff on it?
It didn't in the picture. Didn't have any of those patches or words. It was just a purple-ish jacket.
You just wanted to be Willy Wonka, and now you're a sandwich board.
I'm never going to be able to wear a fucking jacket again. Fuck all of you assholes.
Wait, you're the one buying ridiculous coats. Stop it. You're not buying regular coats. You know you're not. You're trying to have a fashion standout. You want people to notice. We're noticed. I don't have any coach words on it.
I didn't even wear my Jesus piece tonight.
Jesus piece?
Yeah. It's a iced out chain with Jesus's face all iced out.
Then how do you know it's him?
Oh, you know it's him.
Lord.
I'm pretty sure it's the dude, Jesus from the movie. What's that movie?
Passion of the Christ?
No, Jesus. God's on life support. At the end of the movie is they have to pull the plug on God so he can be resurrected to save the day. Kevin's not the one that fucked.
Dogma?
Dogma. Thank you.
Okay. I think there's more than one movie where Jesus is going to die and someone has to save him. I think George Burns did one too.
Is that what I said? That was really a bad thing. But you know, this Jesus, it's this face.
Yeah, that's Dogma.
From the movie. Yeah, it's Dogma. Jesus.
Dogma. Yeah, the movie's great. I think George Burns also has like a "Oh God, You Devil" or one of those. God, one of those stupid movies like that. Then there was that one where God was one of us and he was on a bus.
What if God was... That's a Dave Matthews song, isn't it?
No. His he's just like a goose. He stinks.
Remember when he dumped all the shit on those people?
I forgot about it. It was a boat, right?
Yeah. Worst trip through the Chicago River ever, dude. Can you imagine somebody's like, yo, let's go to this Dave Matthews concert. I hate Dave Matthews. Oh, you hate? No, you don't get it, dude. I fucking hate Dave Matthews, and I think you would understand.
Yeah, I crashed into pee. Yeah. Oh no, here comes his poo. That's a whole song about it.
If you look to the right, there's a castle. Oh no, there's poo from Dave Matthews' asshole.
I remember I got dragged to one concert, and that's when he pulled the old Paul Simon. He went to Africa and got some guys. And he brought this one back who would just play the drums. The guy would just fire up. It didn't even have anything to do with the song. Just an African man running around. It's almost like they captured him and then they put him like an electric fence. And he was trying to run away, but he couldn't. But with drums, it looked like he was dancing. But he's trying to escape.
Yeah, he was trying to communicate through to his people.
People in every direction.
I used to always love being a DD to the Dave Matthews concert. Because usually somebody would buy the ticket. You don't even need to bring weed because you're going to get such a secondhand high.
I don't give a fuck about Dave Matthews. I don't care how much kind of drugs I'm on. Dave Matthews stinks. Jimmy Buffett stunk. They were bad live shows. I saw both live. Okay. They're supposed to be, there's a reason why you have to be on drugs for those two shows.
You're not supposed to be on drugs for Jimmy Buffett.
You were supposed to be drunk on gay juice.
Fair enough. I just wanted to make that clarification.
I should have been on drugs. I should have been on heroin for both those shows. I
feel like I would enjoy anything on heroin, just based on how much I love painkillers. If you have any painkillers,
do you love painkillers?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I got really hurt once and had to take. I was in such pain. I don't even remember feeling good. But I've never really just taken a painkiller.
I mean, I guess technically I haven't either. But wink, you know.
Oh, it was shadowy, so I couldn't tell. Because you're under the was the grape lady's name?
Well, Pat.
Flavor Grape.
The Flavor Grape.
Flavor Grapes are behind you.
No, it's amazing. Don't ask whose bedroom I'm in.
That can't be a bedroom, dude.
It's my own bedroom.
No, it's not. You're not allowed to paint like that.
What?
You don't you live in an apartment? You can just paint a purple bitch on your wall.
Dude, you know how mad my landlord would be if I painted this on the wall? Not even the fact that I painted the wall, just that it was a purple bitch.
He's trying to show it to people.
Never seen somebody so creatively lower the property value.
Then he's like, all right, well, I can't paint over this. It's too ridiculous. So now I've got to paint other colored bitches in other rooms to make it even.
The best part is what you can see right now is the middle of 3 segments. So right there, she's lighting the joint. The one below me, she's smoking the joint. The one above it, she is licking to close the joint.
Do you want to know this is how little I smoke joints? I looked at that and thought she was eating a Kit Kat bar. I was like, what a crazy painting.
I'm going to call that the Oprah bias.
Purple woman coloring purple it up.
So I like to bitch a lot about women on here.
You do?
And I'm going to say, I think I may preemptively be dealing with a bit of a situation.
Like the guy from the Jersey Shore?
No, that'd be sick. Although I'm more of a Vinny type myself. Just get jacked and beat up anybody who tries to fuck your ex-girlfriend.
That is your moves. Those are all your moves.
Talking to you, Alex. You better chug some more milk, you fucking homo. Anyway. Speaking of Alex, the infamous Jamaica story. One caveat that I always like to give when I really tell the story, not in joke form, and you've heard me bitch enough about it on here. If you're a fan of the show, you know who I'm talking to.
And if you're not, ask your friends. We're not doing a recap.
Yeah, we're not going to do a recap.
He already used the word caveat. We're past that.
Is that she had what is borderline personality disorder. Now, I know you might be more familiar with that than others, Pat, just based on your love of studying psychology and things like that.
And it's based off that song. And we're BBT, Bipolar Coast Family.
I didn't know that one, but I like it.
Motown Philly.
My 2 knowledges are that girl who tried to hide it from everybody and pretend she was normal, and Nick Mullen, who, when his doctor thought he might have it, was like, talk to a psychiatrist, did some Googling on his own, was like, if they say I have this, I'm going to kill myself because there's no way you're a good person with this disease.
It's hard to be a good, I guess not good, but it's hard to be an accepted person with this disease. You know, I guess you can believe that you're good because it's hard for you to know that you're evil. But you have to notice that you're not around the same people a lot.
Yeah, right. Like you should pick up on that.
Yeah.
I would also like to point out that if you don't know what BPD is, the simplest way to think of it is you act like a cunt all the time, but it's not your fault.
Nothing is your fault. And you're not acting like a bitch at all.
And
you are letting people know. You got to be brutally honest. These people need to know when they fuck up. They need to know what they're doing is wrong, and they're not doing it the way that you're supposed to, which is the way I do it.
Or even envision it, because most of the time it feels like these people are more talkers than they are doers.
Right. They envision it. They would do it. They used to do it, but now what they do is they help other people do it. But what they also do is they already know that you're upset, Bobby, because they're empaths. They're also empaths. Always empaths. Yeah. They can feel your feelings already, and they already know that you're a jerk, Bobby.
But they also don't feel feelings the right way. So
no, the only feelings they get are the feelings they get when they blow someone else. That's an old Hallmark card.
Well, that's pretty much what we're at.
Yeah.
But so somebody who was an acquaintance in the past recently reached out, and I looked at their Instagram, and they are not only not hiding their BPD, they are wearing it like a badge of honor.
What? Yeah. They're out and about?
So I was like, oh boy, Bob, you've finally hopped off this bipolar train.
BPD
train. Borderline personality. I keep saying bipolar, BPD. Like, don't. And then it was late last night. I was like, send an Instagram DM. So call me Max Scherzer, because I guess I'm playing bipolar baseball again.
Oh, you're in the game. You got called off the DL. Now you're going to win the bipolar. Or keep calling it that, the BPD championships.
Oh, God.
The ALPBDS. That's you're in. The American League bipolar. Stop saying bipolar. Sorry to all the polars out there. We're not talking about you.
Do you think there's a tripolar?
There is now. The fact that you said it's already been willed in, there's some blue-haired thing that's like, I've been tripolar. Oh, I had. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Just to wrap up the psychology talk, how many psychological diseases do you think would go away if we were allowed to hit kids again?
None of them. If we're allowed to hit kids again,
you think?
Hitting kids,
several I can fix.
Hitting kids is what's caused so much more of the issues where people needed to come up with terms to explain it. If we never hit our kids, the kids wouldn't be so worried about how to communicate because they never learned at home because they were just hit or thrown in a room. Like,
it just seems like, all right, if we're thinking about like all these people are classic or psychology background. Now, I know you could argue that going to a community college for 30 days isn't really a psychology background, but
it's in your background.
Missing words there. Yeah. They probably run a background check there.
Fingerprints.
But you know what conditioning is, right? You do something good, I reward you. You do something bad, I punish you. The simplest way to handle that would be spanking or hitting, but when you start doing psychological warfare, I think that's where like I'm not talking to you, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. I think that's where a lot of these disorders.
So you don't think spanking is psychological warfare? You don't think I get to hit you because I don't agree with the motions you made and you can't do anything back, or I take away your life and make you feel scared because I've already established that I'm bigger and better than you? Is not psychological war. I'm going to hit you with my hands so you learn.
So I guess if I'm a kid, right, and that happens, I got two choices, don't I? One, I can take it and, like you're saying, and cower and shell, or I can go, oh, the big strong guy wins and get big and strong.
But that's still not learning a lesson. You are now growing. You're living your life to defend yourself and defend others from your whole life has changed, and all your own missions, everything you would go out your life is about violence and power. Now I'm the strong one. Now I fuck people up.
That was obviously me.
I know, but I just want to make sure we have some people that watch this. They're like, Bobby's fucking right. Let's fucking go.
I will take it a step back though and go bullying. You should bullying would solve a lot of these.
It didn't help me. Yeah, I was on both sides of the fence.
Yeah, and you don't have BPD.
I might. Bald Pat disorder, baby. Woo!
I've been playing baseball this whole fucking time.
I'm Scherzer, bitch. I'm Kirk Gibson. I'm even older. I'm coming in fucking game 6 limping.
I'm Ryan Braun because the charges are false.
I think they're right.
What?
I think they're not false.
Have you not seen the latest thing?
There's a later thing. Why is it still back?
Oh, it came out like a week ago because the case got thrown out of court.
Right. I didn't know that this week anything ever came back.
Oh, no. He put out all the shit. Like all the texts he has of her texting a friend being like, how do I get the money from this guy? And then the most damning piece is the day she claims after, like the morning after the incident, there's a video of him asleep in bed and her, no makeup, smiling and taking that like video you take of like, look, I got you. And the caption on the Instagram is, I'm about to get this bag. Like,
well, what if
truly a case of guilty until innocent in the public opinion?
Here's the problem. With this day and age, with computer technology, they might have doctored it. Maybe it didn't say. Maybe it didn't say bag.
Fair enough.
And he goes, "Dude, change it. Change. Don't show the guy next to me."
I think the real issue, Pat, is he pointed out that if he used sticky stuff, he would put up these certain numbers like Garrett Cole did. The year Garrett Cole won, the Cy Young Award.
Uh-huh.
The next season, Mr. Braun was up for contract renewal. And wouldn't you know, he was the best pitcher in baseball. And all of his numbers were identical to what he said it would be if he was using sticky stuff. Then the league cracked down on sticky stuff, and he kept still throwing ridiculously well. And then these charges out of nowhere came, and he's out indefinitely. I wonder what happened.
I don't know. I had that happen to me once.
You had the Major League Baseball collude to make it look like a wood. What?
One time.
Just now hearing about this?
I guess I should have said the part with the picture in bed, but but also the collusion of baseball. I saw a picture a couple days later in a feed of me in my bed asleep. And I'm like, what the fuck? And this person, I messaged, I said, I was just so happy to be there. I'm like, yeah, but that's weird. It's fucking real weird. It was them in bed, but also showing me. You know, and said, how's your morning? But we weren't dating at the time. Like, we just started to.
Feels like marking some territory, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. It felt weird. I didn't get mad about it. Just whatever.
That's why I tell all my bitches, if you're going to mark your territory, do it like doggy style.
Pee? Crash into a pee, there comes the poo.
You know who like to pee on women?
R. Kelly.
Show comes full circle.
So does Dave Matthews. He comes full circle.
Yeah.
With his dumb little
Take
friends.
my Fantasia, baby.
Oh, man. What else? Oh, I had, I might think, and I'm known for a bit of I wouldn't say I'm known for crowd work, but I'm known for being a quick response when something happens. So, but I think I might have had one of my favorite quick response ones ever. What was that?
Duck.
No, not with animals.
That wasn't a quick response.
No, because there's no duck. I already made fun of it. But
Sniper.
I was on stage and I was doing a joke and I brought up the word essential. And I was like, who here is essential? And I've been doing that to come up with new material, kind of like who was deemed essential in the time of job deeming. And then people tell me that I kind of just shit on their job. And I've done a couple of those. But this one lady just goes, I'm a PCA. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And she's like,
I'm an NWA, so shut the fuck up, bitch.
I did say, were you the dyslexic guy who got killed after or Biggie? Some got it, some didn't. But so then she just goes, I take care of old people. Without missing a beat, I just went, wasn't COVID doing that? And the place just went. I wasn't even like thinking about what I said, and and I was like, yeah, this would be a fun clip to put up now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Raph Hernandez, we've had him as a guest on Heavy Set Guy. You remember him?
Yep.
He does a great bit because he worked in a nursing home where he was talking about like using COVID to get things done, dude. I was dying.
Nice. Yeah. It really didn't do the job it was supposed to. They're
Which
still
is
around.
Actually funny because Raph has 9 comorbidities. They're all morbid obesity, just 9 times.
Yeah, I was talking to a buddy the other day about a mutual friend of ours who had died at the beginning of COVID, and he was fat, and we were trying to debate, would he have died anyway? Like, did COVID do it, or was he just fat, and if he caught a cold, then he would have died too? And it was a weird debate. It's a couple years later, but it was a weird back and forth. We were presenting like real facts about this fat man that we knew, and it was almost like we didn't even know he was a real person anymore. It was like,
he's like, I don't know, man. The notes seem like a lot of things were going wrong before he decided to pull the trigger. I think without COVID, he still might have done it.
Like 2 months before, he was already buying a rickety stool and a rope.
Yeah, exactly. And we all pointed out that he was too fat for the rope to work.
Yeah.
Any stool he was on would technically be rickety.
Normally, a guy would be mad when you said, oh, you can't cut your wrist. Gravy will come out. But he just agreed.
You can't cut your wrist because the sugar already took it.
It's not like you can cut. You better cut your wrist because you've already lost a foot.
Yeah. Balance yourself out, you uncoordinated motherfucker.
You fucking rotund bitch. I want to call somebody rotund in a real fight. That would be a good time. What else, dude? What else? Anything?
That's pretty much what I've got, homie.
Well, that's also what I've got for you. So we got it and we brought it. It had already been brought in. But what do you got coming up?
October 28th. Gabagool Comedy.
What, Gabagool?
I will be featuring with a bunch of other comics, and then Nicky Petito is the headliner.
Nicky Petito, you go to Gabagool, you do the comedy, join Tommy, Tim, Bobby, tomorrow. Hey, that's why you got the gig, because your name sounds like that when you talk?
That's part of it, but it's also because Nicky knows that
Nicky knows. He got a big nose. Yeah, but Nicky knows. Double nose. Hey, it's about I punch my wife.
You're doing Nicky's act, so.
Hey, look at me, man. You know what? Italy looks like a boot. I'm gonna put an Italy in your ass. Hey, ho.
No, Nicky's very funny. Does a lot of impressions.
What does he do?
What?
What does he do? Pacino and De Niro.
Keep going. You nailed 2 of his 5.
Joe Pesci.
3 of his 5.
Christopher Columbus.
No, but I'm going to tell him.
Hey, you wanted a small box? I give you a blanket. Look at you, you brown lady. Hey.
Tony Soprano.
Of course. Oh, do you do Brando?
No, he doesn't. Maybe he does.
He's working on it.
Probably. Nicky's a very good impressionist. And what was cool is, like, he started doing impressions, and then COVID happened, and the only time he could really get stage time was doing stand-up. So he had to work, like, into jokes. Like, he wouldn't do stand-up style jokes. He would just be a character in, like, an improv scene he was used to. So now seeing him, like, write material as these guys, it's really cool. He's come together, so it'll definitely be a fun time.
It's come together? Was he do Stallone now, too? I could change you.
He definitely He definitely does.
Hooah! Hooah! That's his whole act.
He's got a big old ass. It comes out a lot, too. I've got some gigs coming with Earl. I got to finalize some dates because some other people.
Earl David Gabagoo.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Oh, how is Earl David's new girlfriend, Mike O'Donnell's ex-girlfriend?
It's not who I was referring to, but it's almost that bad. On that note, Pat, where can they see you?
What do I got? This comes out soon. I'm doing a private thing Friday, Saturday, Thursday, my comics. I got a bunch of local shit coming up pretty soon. You can check all that out. But more importantly, we are 20 subscribers less. I think it wasn't 20 subscribers, 15 subscribers away. So thank you everyone last week for jumping on. A lot of people that came to the shows for the YouTube for us to get monetized. So get us to 1,000. We need like 50 more.
If you are the 1,000th subscriber, we'll let you take that picture in bed with Pat that he doesn't know you're taking.
Yeah, and you can post. You could use that as your YouTube what's it called icon for like a week, or you could just come on the show. You can join us for a show. If you're the 1,000th subscriber and you let us know you're the 1,000th subscriber, we will let you be part of the podcast.
Unless you're certain people.
Unless you're everyone. We're not going to know who's at that. It just shows it. I won't know. It'll just be the guy, Kevin Baklava, whatever his name is.
Pat, if you can't join him.
I can't.
Eat him.
Eat him?
And don't be a piece of shit.
Don't do it.
Recording stopped.
All right. Hold on. I don't want to hang up on you this time, but I'm going to.
And if you're eating the color purple, your piece of shit's gonna be green.
Oh no. It's awful.
Just trying to fill time while you're ending the stream.
Yeah, keep doing that. I can't get over there right now, and it's fucking.
Remember that stupid bitch who wanted to take the midnight train to California or to Georgia?
That's how stupid she was. She couldn't even get out of California. That was crazy.
Because her man's dream didn't work out, and she was like, she'd rather